Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are referred to as the great Abrahamic faiths. One great aspect of Islam and Christianity is our common emphasis on radical hospitality. In the Christian scriptures, we read in Genesis 18 the story of Abraham providing hospitality to strangers who are angels of God. Similarly, in the Islamic Quran, a remarkably similar story of Abraham and radical hospitality to angels appears in Surah 51 and Surah 11. As people of faith, we share a passion for radical hospitality. A reading from the 18th chapter of Genesis, verses 1 through 8. The Lord appeared to Abraham by the oaks of Mamre as he sat at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. He looked up and saw 3 men standing near him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent entrance to meet them and bowed down to the ground. He said, "My Lord, if I find favor with you, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. Let me bring a little bread that you may refresh yourselves, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant." So they said, "Do as you have said." And Abraham hastened into the tent to Sarah and said, "Make ready quickly 3 measures of choice flour, knead it, and make cakes." Abraham ran to the herd and took a calf, tender and good, and gave it to the servant who hastened to prepare it. Then he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree while they ate. This word is true and may be trusted.
As you know, today is the second in our winter series of guest speakers as part of our Listening to Other Voices sermon series. And today we have the honor and privilege of hearing from Imam Tariq El-Amin. The Imam has served as the resident Imam and chair of the board of the Masjid al-Taqwa Mosque, serving the Muslim community in Chicago since 2013. The congregation meets at 93rd and Escanaba in Chicago and has 125 families as members and is growing in its membership. Tariq is active in the interfaith and intra-faith community on the local, national, and international level. He's also active in many other community programs, including serving on the board of the Abolition Institute, which supports international anti-slavery initiatives. He also leads the Conscious Connection Project, which is a multimedia platform focused on Black Muslim history, cultural expression, and community care. In addition, he leads the Chicago Black Muslim History Tour. He's also hosted and produced Radio Islam, a nightly live talk show where he has conversed with community leaders on the current events of the day. Imam El-Amin is the former director of the Civic Engagement and Interfaith Services at the Council of Islamic Organizations of Greater Chicago and served on the Muslim Advisory Council to Illinois Governor Patrick Quinn. Tariq has a Master of Divinity degree from Chicago Theological Seminary and is currently completing his Doctor of Ministry degree in Islamic Community Leadership Studies at the Bayan Graduate School at Chicago Theological Seminary, where his thesis is focused on Islamic chaplaincy. And he is joined here today by his wife, Aisha. And Tariq shared with me that his name means bringing light out of darkness. And how appropriate is that? So please welcome to our pulpit, Imam Tariq El-Amin.
They told me we're enemies, said only one of us can have what we need. The white should fear black, the black should hate white, the Christian hates the Muslim hates the Jew, and there's no us, just me or you.
But who started it all?
Who was there at Adam's fall?
Keeps telling us we got no one to call.
We come from the same soul, but we don't see the signs. Yeah. We were made to know each other, not to fear or fight our brothers. If one of us falls, we all fall down. If one of us rises, we all rise down. They feed us fear for a living, call division just the way it is. They draw the lines and sell the war, teach us to hate, then ask for more. But hatred never tells the truth. Who profits from the lies?
Who profits from the lies?
Who benefits when love divides?
Same breath, same earth, same sky, same beginning, same cry.
Say we were made to know each other, not to fear or fight our brothers, not to fear or fight our brothers. Ooh, yeah. If one of us falls, we all fall down. If one of us rises, we all rise now.
We all rise now.
The trees trusted the axe in their shade. He said, I'm just like you, look at the wood in my frame. They missed the blade shining under the claim. By the time truth spoke, the forest was changed. Draw
Power never needs truth when fear is enough.
then it carves us up. We were made to know each other, not to fear or fight our brothers. Ooh, yeah. If one of us falls, we all fall down. If one of us rises, we all rise down. Yeah, they taught us names before they taught us truth. Yeah, gave us flags and lines before they showed us roots. Yeah, told us where to stand, who to fear, who to blame. But the breath in my chest and yours is the same. Yeah, if the lie sounds ancient, it's because it is. If it feels familiar, that's how it lies. But love remembers what fear forgot. We're more than the war they taught us to fight. Oh,
Allah bless us with victory. Oh, yeah. Clear our sight so we can see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't let us fall for Satan's plan. Oh, yeah. Join our hearts and help us stand.
Good morning. And in the Muslim tradition, our greeting, Assalamu alaikum, that is, may the peace that only God can give be upon each of you. I am tremendously grateful for the opportunity to be here, the invitation, which I received about a year ago. It's amazing how fast a year goes by. And the topic that I'm speaking on is the connected soul. And hopefully you got a sense of that from the song. It's the connected soul. And I got to be honest with you. So much of what I intended to speak to, honestly, I am so overwhelmed. You might not know this. I'm not usually here on Sundays. So having the opportunity to, number one, to be given the invitation to be here, to be with you, to experience worship with you, looking over the words of the hymnal, listening to the songs. Man, there's just, I'm going to be unpacking this for a while because I feel so at home. I feel so at home. The idea of hospitality, it is rooted in recognition. We recognize the other as a part of ourselves, as a reflection of who we are, who we aspire to be. The Muslim tradition, the fourth surah, fourth chapter of the Quran, I'll just give you the English. It says, "O you who believe, have reverence." This word taqwa is used. It means reverence, fear, awe, right? Have reverence for your guardian Lord who has created you from a single soul, and from it, its mate, and from the two, scattered countless men and women as if they were seeds. So I'm just going to deal with that piece right there as we talk about this connected soul. In the Abrahamic faiths, who is our father? Who do we refer to as our father? You all didn't know this was going to be interactive, did you? Abraham, but then there's another A. Adam, right? First human being, first soul. And in our tradition, we say that God made him out of the earth. So you want to say mud or clay or whatever, but comes from the earth, comes from the soil. And there's something to be said about this connection between soil and soul. We have this common origin, come out of the soul, the same soil. And I'm going to connect this to another verse. And it says, "We have made you as tribes and nations, not that you would fear one another or despise one another, but that you may know one another." That you may know one another. And I almost feel like as I'm saying this, I just feel that these are things that have been embedded in this church, the communal, the institutional memory of what you project, the idea of knowing the other, of having curiosity as opposed to contempt. So, how is it that we are able to know one another? What does it really mean to know one another? It means that from the Muslim, from the Quranic perspective, it means that we have a sense of, as I said, curiosity, and not curiosity in the sense of you look different, so, I'm just curious, you're an oddball, but curiosity with the understanding that there is something of value that you have. You have something that will actually enrich my own existence. And likewise, I have something that will enrich your existence. So this is the curiosity that is embedded within the Quranic ethos, which should permeate itself throughout the expression of those who say they are Muslims, they are believers. In the Quran, the Quran addresses, there's a word mu'min, and then we've all heard the word Muslim. Has anybody heard the word mu'min before? Show of hands. Should be at least 7 of you in here. No? The word mu'min means believer. Believer. And in the Quran, the mu'min, the believer, is addressed far more than the Muslim. The word mu'min, the word believer. And when God talks to us about the mu'min, he mentions the Muslims, the Christians, the Jews, and I don't know how many Sabians you know, but the Sabians are mentioned as well. And what it is a sign to us. It says that those who call on their Lord, those who stand for justice, those who are charitable, those who look out for the needs of those who have less, those who spend out of what we have provided for them, right? Speaking of God, right? God is the provider. Those who are sensitive to the needs of the orphan. So all of the the problems and things that we see in society, the believer will be foremost in addressing those things. So from a Quranic perspective, it says that these people, the believers, there is a fellowship that exists amongst them. There's a similarity, there's a connection. And recognizing this connection, it requires that we do something that we actually fight against. And the thing that we fight against is going outside of our comfort zones often. We are comfortable with what we know, with who we know, with the places that we go. But going outside of that, to those who may look different, may speak a different language, who may have a different ritual observation of their connection to God, that requires a bit of effort. I want to say something. Jim Rohn. Anybody familiar with Jim Rohn? No? It's quite all right. Okay, one. All right. It's always one. Jim Rohn was a great motivator. He taught a lot about sales, but really the attitude behind it. And one of the things that he said, and he also dropped a bunch of wonderful gems. He said, there's only like 6 or 7 really bad people in the world. They just move around a whole lot. Right? They're not afraid to travel. They're not afraid to put themselves in different situations, different circumstances. But those who believe, those who consider themselves to be good people, I don't want to say all the time, but you may find a tendency that those are the people who we just kind of cordon off to ourselves in our own little enclaves, our own little silos. Meanwhile, Team Disruption is packing up frequent flyer miles. They never stop moving. There is a narration from the Prophet Muhammad, peace and prayers be upon him, who says that the believers, and remember what I gave you, the believers from the Quranic standpoint, said the believers are like a single body. A single body. Said if one part of the body hurts, then the whole body hurts. The whole body hurts. When we see ourselves in that fashion, that there is no part of humanity, that can be in pain, that can experience suffering, where we are not all suffering. If you paid attention to if you could hear the lyrics to the song, Same Soul, talks about how we are conditioned for hatred to the point where there's no us, it's just me or you. But the reality is there is no me or you, there is only us. There is only us. So the tradition, the Quranic ethos, it pushes us to see disparity in income, to see suffering, to see inequality, to see injustice as not something that is localized, that is only experienced by a few or those who are going through the difficulty, but it is something that we're all going through. We just may not recognize it. We may not see that we bear the cost of others' suffering because we feel ourselves to be isolated from it. I'm doing all right. I got a nice car, I got a nice job. Thank you so much. I asked my brother, I said, give me the 2-minute sign. But we are all connected. That's the biggest message, the most important thing that I could give you in this short amount of time as to what is the Muslim perspective on the human soul, on our connectivity. Is that there is no us. I mean, there's no you, there's no me, there is only us. It does not mean that, we're what is the word, automatons, or, but we must see this connection. Our survival depends on seeing this connection, on seeing one another as a benefit, and not as impediment to our security, as an impediment to our growth. And the last thing I want to mention this. When I came in, the spirit of hospitality, the greeting, man, our community, Masjid al-Taqwa, if you should ever be on the south side of Chicago on a Friday or a Saturday, come through, you will feel the same sense of hospitality and warmth that I have been met with here. That is really, it is not hyperbole. I am so deeply overwhelmed with similarity, with just a feeling. You can't fake a feeling. You cannot fake authenticity. You can't fake sincerity. So I am just truly, I am honored. I am grateful for the opportunity to be here to have this experience with you. And as I said, curiosity, the curiosity that we should carry with us when into these different spaces. I'm bringing some of what I got here back with me. I normally come in after the congregants have assembled for prayer and I'm coming up to speak. People are already in. But this whole thing of standing and greeting people as they come in, I said, I like this. I like this. So our connection is our saving grace. Our recognition of one another. It is our saving grace, our curiosity. You all are obviously, you are moving forward. This series that you all have where you're bringing in different voices. It's a testament to this, the ayat, the verse of have reverence for your guardian Lord who's created you from a single soul, right? And then produced this beautiful diversity that we have. And our diversity, it is beautiful. And it is up to us to claim it and to name it as beautiful, to see its value and to make sure that whatever we're doing, I don't really understand how we have any issues in the world right now. Not when we have the kind of spirit that I'm seeing here and the spirit that I leave on Fridays and the spirit that I see in so many other places. I don't know how we have any real issues in the world right now. That may mean that we need to do a little bit more moving. So I really, again, I appreciate the opportunity to share a few minutes with you, to address you, the opportunity to have learned something from you and to benefit from this collective spirit. I pray that God continues to bless each of you individually, your families, to bless this church, the work that you are doing. And congratulations, my sister, you're leaving? You're going on? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, the older I get, the more sentimental I get, like I'm so I thank you all again, and may God continue to bless you all.